One day I'm gonna start this without some weird fucking noises, but today is not that day. Today is not that day. Although there's not many left. Well, anyway, next up we have the purple heart paradox. Over there, it's paradox that we get a purple heart or something. For some reason, I thought I had some kind of joke about the purple heart medal, but I don't do jokes. That's fine. Anyway, Dunmoku. Okay, okay. It's another Unity thing. Hey, it's this time on the correct screen. Options, English, inputs, that's irrelevant. We know that's irrelevant now. Okay, graphics good, sound, music a bit less so it doesn't blow my ears. Sound effects fine. Typing volume a bit less because we don't want to hear that too much. Okay, licenses. Text. Yeah, I'm just gonna... You got that? I hope you understand. I'm not gonna read all that because it's licenses. No, thank you. Anyway, you gave the Purple Heart Paradox. That's the same makers again, so I have to be over here. Okay. So they made Crimson of Vermilion. They made God's Blessed Rain. Now we have this one. So okay, the pattern is that they're gonna be talking like really in depth about a certain thing. Crimson Vermilion, we got the thing about colors and birds. Previously, we got the rain cycle. Today, we're gonna, I don't know, it could be anything. Rise and shine. It's a great day to have an incident. God damn it, Yukari. No, it's not. No incidents, fuck's sake. It's almost 9 a.m., isn't it? I should head over to the shrine and tell Reimu about the incident I have planned for today. God fucking damn it. Yukari's the best. I'll make sure to wake her up in the most annoying way possible. I can use the icons that will show up at the right side of the screen to move around. The lowest one will take me to the shrine, but I have enough time to visit some other places first. Oh, fuck me, okay. I'm currently at my house. Should I head over to the Moria shrine? Should I head over to the Genbu Ravine? Should I head over to the Misty Lake? Or should I head over to Reimu's place? Let's go to the Moria shrine. Let's visit Sadai. Let's annoy Sadai this one. Hi. This one's that. What did I do for her? I don't remember. Yukari, I can't wait to watch the incident today. It's going to be great. Oh, okay. Well, that was informative. Alright, let's go to the Genbu Ravine. Hello, you. Oh, you're the frog? Maybe. Hello. Kawashi Nitori. I think we have encountered Nitori somewhere, but not much. Hey, Yukari! Do you need something fixed up? Or do you want to buy some new gadgets? Oh, yeah, that one. Okay, I remember, sort of. Just passing by, though I do need to get some contraptions fixed, so I'll come by sometime tomorrow. Alright, see you later then. Sure. Let's go to the Misty Lake. Hey, sir. Oh, there we go. Perfect. The lake water is so cool in the morning. Enjoying the morning chill? Yeah, the morning chill is the best part of the day. Alright, so she's always chill. Because she's the ice fairy. Alright, well, that was informative. Let's go to Reimu's place. Good morning, Reimu. It's 9 a.m. I hope you're awake. Good morning, Yukari. What's up? You're already awake? Well, I came here to tell you about... Oh, are you here about the incident? Yeah, about the incident. How do you already know? Don't worry, I already have some plans drawn up. I'm heading over to Morishan soon to talk to Sane about cooperating. Really? Yeah, I'll be heading out in a few minutes. Huh. Wait, something's seriously wrong here. Reimu woke up early, is already informed about the incident, is proactively trying to solve the incident, and is cooperating with Moria Shrine. Yeah, that is very suspicious. None of that makes any sense. What? There must be something nefarious going on behind the scenes. I see. Good luck, Reimu. Thanks. I should head back home. Cousin should be able to give me more advice. Some advice? That is very suspicious. What? Let's go back then. What the fuck? Hello, Carson. Good morning, Yukari. Is the incident going well? Actually, about the incident, there are some issues. What's wrong? Well, I went to go tell Reimu about the incident, but she was already awake. At 9 a.m.? Yeah. Isn't that weird? She even already knew about the incident. I guess that means that someone else woke her up early and told her about it. Yeah, but that's not all. Not only did she already know about the incident, she's also already had plans drawn up to resolve it. Reimu did, that's a bit odd. And she said she was going to cooperate with Morishran to resolve the incident. Why would she cooperate with her competitors of all people? It's really all quite unlikely that I said I do recall something like this happening once before. Several months back when I took her for hermit training, she became really motivated for a few days after returning. It didn't last long, but it's pretty close to what you described. But you didn't do anything this time, did you? No, and other than you and me, I don't know who else could be responsible for such a drastic change. Let me propose a solution. What if I'm dreaming? Well, since I am aware of my own consciousness, you can't be dreaming, though admittedly that runs into the solipsistic objection, doesn't it? Okay, we're doing dream. Okay, that's the philosophy lesson for today. Yeah, it's impossible for someone else to be conscious in my dream, but at the same time, there's no way for me to truly verify that you're actually an independent conscious being and not just a figment of my imagination. Yuka, can you take a look at the clock on the wall and tell me what time you see? It says 5:17. Alright, now look at me. And look again at the clock. What time do you see? Still 5:17. Well, that's the only trick I know. Dreams tend to have significant inconsistency, so if you look at the clock twice, you'll often see completely different times. Also, isn't it 9 a.m.? Is the clock broken? Come on. Maybe we should call Dormy over. She might know more. Sure. Let me pull her through a gap real quick. Dormy. 5 sheep, sheep, my sheep. Oi! When did I get here? Instant teleportation, am I dreaming? I brought you here, Dormy. I need your help. Oh, Yukari, having trouble sleeping again? Quite the opposite. I think I might be stuck in a dream right now. Of course you're not stuck in a dream right now. Oh, really? Was it that simple? Is what I would obviously say if I was a figment of your imagination appearing to you in a dream. Ah, I see, it's the solipsistic problem all over again, isn't it? Yeah, basically, if you're stuck in a dream, then that's precisely when you can't trust people telling you you're not dreaming. After all, if you're stuck in a dream, then those people are dream constructions that will try to keep you stuck there. Even I, the king of dreams, might be misrepresented within a dream. Then, what exactly am I supposed to do? Let me give you a few solutions. First, dreams usually have significant discrepancy within memory. So, for example, you know how I wear a red Santa hat. If you one day saw me wearing a yellow Santa hat and everyone insisted that in fact I had always worn yellow Santa hats, you might be in a dream. That also means that dreams involve forgetting things almost immediately after they occur. However, since you won't notice that you've forgotten those things, you won't be able to use that to tell that you're dreaming. Second, dreams lack consistency, so you look at the clock and it shows 2:34, and then you look away and look back and now it says 7:55. That's dream stuff. Finally, well, let me just give you the problem first. Let's say Reimu and Marissa are sitting in a room. Reimu puts her gohei under the table and then leaves. Marissa, being a prankster, takes the gohei and puts it inside a jar. Reimu comes back. Where will Reimu look for the gohei? Under the table, normally. This is a problem that outside scientists ask of children to detect whether they understand that other people have different mental states from them. Very young children will say that Reimu will look in a drawer because they don't understand that Marissa and Reimu have access to different knowledge about the state of the world. A dream is not complex enough to thoroughly simulate other people's mental states. This means that you will often run into situations where people will share knowledge that you have, regardless of whether or not it makes sense for them to have that knowledge. In other words, you'll see Reimu who look in the drawer first. It won't happen all the time, but it will happen often. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't think of applying that problem to dreams. Speaking of which, Dormy, why do you know about what outside scientists are doing nowadays? That's not information you should have access to, is it? That's because, I read it in a book I bought from Ryunosuke. Yeah, that's right. Well, that all said, I guess I should go and watch over the incident. If I'm to find any evidence for the dream hypothesis, I'll find it there. Good plan. I need to talk with Dormy, so I'll stay here with her. Yuki, if you feel stuck at any point, come back here and ask for your help. I should be able to give you advice. Alright, I'll be back soon. I'll go to Moria Shroud. Right, well, there you are here. Hi. Hi, Sai. Hi, Reimu. The first thing we need to do to resolve this incident is find the imposter. But I can't see how we should go about finding them. Yeah, it's really tough. You know, I think we should just look for everyone who's kinda sus and exterminate them. I don't think that's a good idea. You'll have a lot of false positives like that, Reimu. It's not uncommon for people to act unusual. For example, today, you two are cooperating on an incident, despite being competitors. If Marissa were investigating this incident, wouldn't she have to mark both of you down as suspicious? Oh, Yukari, good morning. As Yukari says, I think we'd run into a lot of false positives. If we mark people down as suspicious simply because they're acting unusual, we'd mark down a lot of people who are simply doing new things. But what about the other way around? Is it possible for there to be a false negative? In other words, is it possible for the imposter to act normally so we don't suspect them? Isn't an imposter by definition someone who's sus? No, an imposter is by definition someone who imposts. What? Is that a word? Sanai. Someone who imposts is by definition a tax collector. What? What? Then why is it called imposter? I think it's cognate with modern poser, though through the old French verb poser. Just in case you can't hear me speak these words, French poser rhymes with the name Jose, since its word final R is pronounced like accent. Sure. I see. As Reimu suggests, an imposter is someone who poses as someone they're not. If they pose well, they won't be sus. If they pose badly, they will be sus. In that case, is there a different way to smoke out an imposter? Instead of examining people's behavior for sussiness... sus is the new word. It's a word that we all have now. Yep. And the conjugations of it as well. Sussiness. Is there some other method we could use? Yukari, remember that thing you mentioned earlier? The identity of the Misty Lake? I think that could give us a clue to as to how to proceed from here. What? Did she mention that? She didn't mention that. What? Did I mention something like that? It was kinda offhand, so maybe you don't remember. But I think it might give us a hint as to how to find the imposter. In that case, why don't I go take a look? Yeah, that's super suspicious. Let's go to the Misty Lake. Alright. Hello? Hello, Surdo. Surdo's never suspicious. It's Surdo. Except if she can read or is not an idiot. Then it's suspicious. How do you do this fine morning, Yukari? A bit under the weather, regrettably. How about you? For several hours now, do I sit here pondering the question of what exactly the Misty Lake is. Thy visit brings me hope of a swift resolution to this puzzling matter. Huh. Well, I suppose I could help. What problem are you trying to solve? What exactly is the Misty Lake? And what exactly is not the Misty Lake? That precisely is the matter with which I grapple this fine morning. I think that checks out. This is the Misty Lake. It is, as you say, though I must be more precise. If this place were to cease to be misty, would it yet be the Misty Lake? It's fairly common that descriptive names cease to accurately describe their subject. Outside there's a place named Spritewater, derived from sprightly, because it bordered a particularly fast river. Much later, the river dried up, but the place is still called Spritewater to this day. I don't think that's unusual. Oh, there's no this is made up. I didn't have time to find a real place like this. Fair enough. Yes, a fair assessment. However, consider this. If this place were to cease to be a lake, would it yet be the Misty Lake? I suppose not, actually. If the lake dried up tomorrow, I think we'd call this place the place where the Misty Lake used to be. I agree, but let's examine that phrasing. The place where the Misty Lake used to be. If the lake were to dry up, what is it that has disappeared? What precisely is it that no longer is? It seems to me that, by the definition of dry up, we must say that the water has disappeared. Are you suggesting that that analysis is wrong? It can't be correct. All the water in this lake today will have disappeared within a month, simply by the vagaries of the water cycle. If it is replaced by the rain, then the misty lake is preserved. If it is not replaced by the rain, then the misty lake ceases to be. In other words, what matters is not that the water disappears, but whether or not it is replaced. But the replacement water is not part of the misty lake right now. So the fundamental essence of the misty lake is the rainwater of the future. See, an absurd result, isn't that? This is the puzzle with which I find myself afflicted today. How can one in good conscience say that the misty lake is the misty lake because the rain will fall from the skies in the future? Is this not an obvious absurdity? Actually, I think it makes sense. Consider the stages of the water cycle: rainfall, water collection in lakes, oceans, evaporation, and cloud formation. Other than the few persistent forms of water such as glaciers, all water in this world exists as part of the water cycle. To be in the second stage of the water cycle is precisely to be in the general position of receiving rainfall and runoff. So perhaps a lake is a lake precisely because rain will fall in the future. While that definition may work generally, it lacks specificity. Consider this counterexample. Let's say that there exists a place where it rains on the first of each month, and this rain is what gives life to the lakes and rivers. Now, let's say that on the first day of the fourth month, it does not rain, beginning a drought. As a result, a certain lake dries up, and at the end of the fourth month, at what point did that lake cease to be a lake? Naturally, you'd say that it ceases to become a lake when it dries up at the end of the fourth month. But per the definition of a lake is a lake precisely because rain will fall in the future, it ceases to be a lake on the second day of the third month, which is the point at which rain will no longer fall in the future. How absurd. Precisely. I just can't seem to find a good definition. Just what is the identity of the misty lake? Alright, philosophizing. Okay. That's nuts. This is dream. This is Yukari's dream, because that seems to be too smart for Cerno, I think. Oh, hello there. You seem familiar, but also not at the same time. Fuck me. Iku. Iku, what are you doing here? I don't think we've met her before. Maybe we have once, but I don't remember. Sorry. As I told you earlier, I live here. What? I thought you lived in heaven. Of course not. I'm Orfish. So obviously I live in water. I see. That makes sense. Anyways, is Nitori here? Nitori? No, I don't think there are any Tories here. You should be able to find some if you go down to hell, though. Fuck's sake. British humor. To get back to the topic, I would say that a lake is a lake because of two factors. Okay. Its capacity to hold water in a certain configuration and actually holding water in that configuration. Yeah, but that's the problem, right? Doesn't the water that constitutes the lake today simply evaporate tomorrow? You're making a category error. You said the water that constitutes the lake. However, it's actually some water that constitutes the lake. The identity of the water in the lake doesn't matter. Water is just water. Wait, it was that simple all along? Yes, land dwellers think of water in terms of its different flows, but to sea dwellers, water only differs by its composition. We could specify that the lake must be filled with fresh water, but beyond that, it's not like water has any particular identity. You try to assign an identity to the water. You try to distinguish the water today from the water tomorrow, even though they are the same thing. That is why you failed, land dweller. I see, that makes sense. But does that logic generalize? For example, wouldn't we say that an empty reservoir is still a reservoir? In that respect, isn't the presence of the water not the key here? Reservoirs are man-made structures. They are intentional in that they are built to collect water. I don't believe it's justified to compare it to lakes, which are accidents of nature. Then what about rivers? Isn't it said that one never steps in the same river twice, because the flow of the water changes the river? Well, that's obviously false. Haven't you, Yukari, stepped in the Sanzu River at least twice? Couldn't you go do that right now? A river is a river because some water flows, not because the water flows. Only a human drunk on the power of formal logic could think otherwise. Can we really just cut this knot so easily? Yes, water is fungible after all. Stop trying to make non-fungible logical entities out of everything, and your life will be a lot simpler. I mean, okay. How about we return here? Ah, I thought so. Hello. How do you do this fine morning, Yukari? A bit under the weather, regrettably. How about you? For several hours now do I sit here pondering the question of what exactly the Misty Lake is. Thy visit brings me hope of a swift resolution to this puzzling matter. Oh yeah, I was also thinking about that. What a coincidence. A coincidence indeed! Great minds think alike, as it is said. Have you found a functional solution? A lake is simply a basin where some water persistently exists. The identity of the water is irrelevant. But does the water that constitutes the Misty Lake today not simply evaporate tomorrow? The lake is constituted not by water, but the presence of water. No matter what water is present, it's still the same lake. Oh, you have cut to the Gordian knot in such brilliant fashion. To be honest, I can't help but feel like this was a silly game of semantics all along. Shouldn't it have been obvious from the start that a lake is just a place where there's some water? Hello? But you like silly games of semantics. That's why you're dreaming of this garbage. I guess that is true. If I were to dream of something, I'd like to dream of arguing over the definition of a lake for hours on end. Wait, did you just say that I'm dreaming? Yes, but if you are dreaming, then you can't trust my words, since that would then make an unreliable figment of your imagination. In other words, you are dreaming is another variation of the I am lying paradox. Oh, how beautifully pedantic. I never imagined such an absurd formulation. But that aside, what are you doing here? As I said, I'm here because you're dreaming. Otherwise, wouldn't it be impossible for me to be here? No? How strange. Your eyesight must be clouded. How many fingers am I holding up? 3. No! I'm holding up 7 fingers. People only have 5 fingers? See, that's the thing. If you're dreaming, basic facts of life like how many fingers people have get contorted. So it's very common for people in dreams to have 6 or 7 fingers. The fact that I'm holding up 7 fingers is proof that you're dreaming. But you're only holding up 3 fingers. No, that's just because your eyesight is clouded. I can assure you that I'm holding up 7 fingers. I swear, kids these days only know how to be bisexual, eat hot chip, and lie. Fine then, I'll give you some harder proof. What time did you go out to the Hakure Shrine this morning? Around 9 AM. And when you got back and talked with Kasen, what time did you see on the clock? It was 5:15 or something. Oh shit. Okay, now look up at the sky. What time does this brilliant morning sun look like to you? Around 11 AM. You don't find that suspicious? I guess the clock in my house is running 10 hours fast. Like hell it is. Go check it right now. Alright, be right back. It says 3:41 AM. You don't find that suspicious? I suppose the clock in my house is running backwards. Like hell it is. Go check it again. Alright, be right back. It says 3:42 AM. You don't find that suspicious? I suppose the clock in my house is randomly switching between running backwards and forwards at variable speeds. Dear Amitabha Buddha, you're fucking stupid. Well, it's not your fault. Common sense doesn't function very well in dreams. I understand what you're saying, but a clock randomly running backwards and forwards at variable speeds isn't enough for me to be sure I'm dreaming. I need better proof than that. I mean, to be fair, it is Ginsoku. Logic and common sense don't exactly apply here, as we know. As we all well know, common sense can fuck right off with Ginsoku. So this really isn't... This could just be an incident that's just fucking with time. Wouldn't be the first time, probably. I don't know, probably not. Anyways, I have to go talk to Sanae. I'll be taking my leave now. Sanae is involved in incident resolution this time. You mean Marissa, right? Oh yeah, Marissa asked me to find out about the identity of the Misty Lake. Who's over at Reimu's place? Hi. Let's talk to you randomly. Oh, you're the judge. Wait, are you? No, you're not. Hi there! Mima, what are you doing here? Nothing suspicious. I'm just doing reconnaissance for the incident I'm planning soon. Just reconnaissance. Alright, just make sure not to get in the way of today's incident. Of course, I would never randomly interrupt someone else's incident. I would never do that. Never. Nah. Was it the gun? Okay, we already talked to you. Force the bat, right? Hi, Marissa. Come on, Yukari. Did you find anything about the identity of Misty Lake? Yes. I'm not exactly sure how it's related, but the Misty Lake is the name we bestow onto a specific water basin when it is filled with water, regardless of the specific identity of that water. Oh, how could I have missed that? Finding the imposter is just like the freshwater-saltwater distinction. Now that I recall, Iku did say something about lakes always having fresh water in them. Let's say there's an imposter pretending to be X. The social role of X is like a lake's basin, and it can either be fulfilled by the true person or the imposter. In this case, the true person be like freshwater and the imposter like saltwater. Exactly. And though I can't say if a lake would still be a lake if it were filled with saltwater, I can say that such a happening would be incredibly sus. I see. It's a good metaphor for how imposters function in society. But how will you use this to find the imposter? Ain't that obvious? We're gonna detect the... It's even more cheaper than normal person. That's right. Let's head over to the ravine, Sanae. I think we'll be able to narrow down the list of suspects after going through the ravine. If we're lucky, we'll have enough evidence to pinpoint the culprit immediately. Let's go, Reimu. Why the ravine? Who's over here? No. You're okay. Reimu, where's Sanae? Sanae? Why would I be working with Sanae? She's a competitor. I work alone on incidents. Oh, I must have misremembered. Wait, misremembered? Ah, this is exactly what Dormy mentioned earlier. This is proof that I'm dreaming. I need to get back and talk to Dormy right now. Now we can still talk to Reimu. Something smells off around this place. Okay. What are you doing here? Sega, what are you doing here? Where are Dormy and Kassen? Sega? Is that who have appeared as to you? I can't really make out your form at the moment, but yeah, you look more or less like Sega. I see. In that case, are you familiar with the Purple Heart Paradox? I think so. It's a bit hard to recall. Of course. For me to name it, you must at least know of it. Let me recount it for you. A researcher with a deck of cards pulls out cards one at a time and asks a subject to name the color and number on each card. Not the suit, but the color. At first, all the cards seem to be from a standard playing card deck. A red 3 of diamonds, a black 8 of spades, and so on. But then, after going through 30 or 40 cards, the researcher pulls out a purple 2 of hearts. When the subject sees the purple 2 of hearts, they say, "The color is red and the number is 2. The subject assumes that it is a standard playing card deck, and therefore is unable to perceive cards that are not from a standard playing card deck. More formally, when faced with phenomena that do not conform with their worldview, people will simply force them into their worldview, without even noticing the contradiction. This is the Purple Heart Paradox. It's not really a paradox, but if I call it a paradox, it abbreviates to PHP, and it's just as mind-boggling as PHP, wouldn't you say? No, PHP is worse. But are you suggesting that you aren't Sega but Purple Heart and I'm perceiving as Sega? Exactly. Luckily, it is not particularly difficult to resolve the Purple Heart Paradox. Simply draw attention to the truth and the scales will fall. Look and you shall see. I am... you. What the? But I'm me. Wait, are you an imposter? Everyone in this world is an imposter that you yourself have concocted, and every single one of them is a purple heart, a corrupted representation of the flow of the id. That, comrade, is the precise nature of dreams. On this note, let me ask you something. Who is accompanying Reimu's investigation today? It's Sanae, or was it Mersa? But she said she does investigations alone. It's you. What? You are the one accompanying Reimu's investigation. However, as you are providing Reimu with more help than you normally do, you dreamed up someone else to take your place by Reimu's side. That's bullshit. Why would I do that? That's just nonsensical. To Freud, dreaming is a battle in which the id unleashes its desires, and the superego attempts to censor these desires. You desire, at a fundamental level, to take part in Reimu's investigations, but you also recognize that your duty as the eminence Greece of Gensokyo prevents you from doing so. That is why, even as you realize your desire to help Reimu in this dream, your superego will not allow you to stand by her side. Huh? Shit. I fucked up. Looks like this is it for me. Your superego won't let me stick around any longer. Yukari, to end this dream, find the... Ah! She's gone. I have no choice. I'll go back and watch over Reimu's investigation. Okay, let's go. Is anyone here? Hello, frog. Hey, do you know what this place is? It's the Forest of Magic. If it weren't, I wouldn't be here. Oh, I thought it was Moria Shrine. I see. Now you mention it, this certainly is the Moria Shrine. But then, why am I here? Why is it a problem for you to be here? I assert, logically speaking, that if a location X is the Forest of Magic, then I am present at X. Since this place is not the Forest of Magic, I cannot be here. That logic is incorrect. Denying the antecedent is not a valid form of logical reasoning. Apologies, I skipped a few steps. I also assert that, given a mutually disjoint set of locations, it is possible for me to be in only one of those places at a time. Do you accept this statement? Yeah, I think it's fair to say that one can't be in two locations at the same time. Now consider the said locations formed at the Forest of Magic, Moria Shrine, and all of these joint locations under consideration. Given my logical assertion, I am in the Forest of Magic, and due to the only one restriction, I cannot be here at Moria Shrine. Do you understand now why it is not possible for me to be here? I think you're hiding an assumption here. How do you know that there exists a location called the Forest of Magic? What if no such location exists, and therefore the set of locations you described is impossible to construct? I just think that the Forest of Magic doesn't exist. Perhaps the Forest of Magic is comparable to Atlantis, in that it is an identifiable place that does not exist. We can form sound logical statements of the form if a location X is Atlantis, then false. The specifics of the consequent don't matter if the antecedent is never satisfied. Oh, I see. If we deny the existence of the Forest of Magic, then it's possible for me to be here. Thanks for the help. I guess that means that this is the Moria Shrine after all. Gumbo Riverine, hello. Hey Reimu, how's the investigation going? Oh, Sanae, I found something suspicious. Take a look at this. I'm Yukari, not Sanae. Oh, sorry Marisa, I wasn't paying attention. Anyways, take a look at this. I'm Yukari, not Marisa. What are you saying? Look at your reflection in the water. You're quite obviously Marisa. What the fuck? Anyways, Marisa, I found an iron peach here. It means someone from heaven was around here, probably Tenshi. She's too stupid to be an imposter. But in reverse, that'd make it easy to pretend to be her, so... What is this? What is this? This can't be right. Marissa, are you listening? Marissa, look here. No, I won't accept such an absurdity. I'm Yukari, not Marissa. Marissa. I'm Yakumo Yukari, Yokai Boundaries, creator of Ginsokyo, the most powerful being in all the 3 realms. Marissa. No, I'm not. I'm Yukari. Is this what Sega meant? My own mind won't let me imagine myself darkly helping Reimu with her investigation. At the least, the basic logic is true. Organizing incidents is my duty as the creator of Gensokyo. Given that duty, I don't have the right to work with Reimu on incident resolution. But, you know, Reimu might as well be my daughter. I'd really like to do an incident resolution with her, even just once. Me, Kasa, and Reimu doing incident resolution together? Is that too much to ask for? At the least, in this dream, it's too much. What use is this power of mine if it can't even grant me such a simple wishes? Ah, what a shame. Well, there's not much left to do at this point. I know that I'm dreaming now. If I want to, I can probably leave this dream, but... I think I want to work with Reimu on instant resolution, even if I have to call myself Marissa to do so. I will see this dream to the end. Yay. Nobody here. Reimu? It seems that Reimu isn't here. The Iron Peach she mentioned also isn't here. I guess I should look for her. She might even have resolved the incident already. Wait for me, Reimu. I won't let you do this alone. We're straight back at our place. Oh, hello. Reimu, what are you doing here? We're accosted and Doremi. Yukari, I found the culprit behind today's incident. Already? Good work, Reimu. Though I was hoping it'd take you a bit longer. I'm not talking to you. Stop pretending. What? But you just said my name. An imitation, be it cornered, must not cease to imitate, lest it lose its very essence. What? Who said that? Good afternoon. This clock says 8:29, but I can assure you it is currently afternoon. All said, it seems we have finally reached the end game. Sega, what are you doing here? Sega? Is that who I've appeared as to you? Well, if you wish it so, let it be so. It matters no longer. I am arrived to deliver you from suffering, Yukari. Come, Reimu. Do you remember what I taught you? Exterminate the imposter among us. Amogus. 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 Holy shit. Dear Amitably Buddha, what the hell was that? A nightmare? That was the worst nightmare I've had in a while. Well, no matter. It'll be 9 AM soon, so I should get ready and head out to the shrine. Today's an incident day, so I have to tell Reimu. Alright. Good morning, Reimu. It's 9 AM. I hope you're awake. Hey, give me a minute. There we go. We're back in real. Yukari, why do you have to wake me up so early? Well, you see, there's an incident today. Oh, alright. In that case, I'll go back to sleep and take care of the incident in the afternoon. There we go. That's the Reimu we know. Good night, Yukari. You desire, at a fundamental level, to take part in Reimu's investigations. But you also recognize that your duty as the Eminence Gris of Gensokyo prevents you from doing so. Is this alright? No, I won't accept it. I am the most powerful being in all the 3 realms. There is no reason I cannot do what I wish. That won't do, Reimu. Not today. What? Why not? Because today, I'll be partnering with you in your investigation. You? Doesn't that defeat the point? Well, I get to decide what the point is. And I decide that the point is one such that my partnering with you doesn't defeat the point. So let's go resolve this incident together, Reimu. Fine, if you're going to help me, then put some breakfast together while I get ready. Don't forget to brush your teeth, Reimu. I know that. Alright, well, this was solid. This was fucking cool. I like that a lot. That was fun. That was a really sweet ending as well. Ah, that was cool. That was great. I love that. Purple Heart Paradox. Yay, dream philosophies and stuff like that. Yay, we love this stuff. It's great. That's fucking fantastic. Alright. Alright, that was fucking fantastic. Alright, goodbye now.